Merry Christmas and welcome to Down the Rabbit Hole. Today we are going to be talking about urban legend, but if you're new here, hit that like button, ring that bell for notifications. Also, please subscribe. Help a girl out. Um, y'all know I love good urban legend. Y'all also know I've been busy with work and school and also college football. Oh my gosh, college football these past few weeks has been giving me a near-death experience. There was Auburn and Texas A&M. That game was so good. The Auburn fan in me loved that game. But I was very disappointed. Like, how the hell can you play like that against A&M, but come play Alabama? That's when you usually play your best game. You lose to Alabama for crying out loud. Like, what the actual hell? Like, come on now. And then there was the Georgia Tech game going to 8 overtimes. I nearly had a heart attack with that game. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to go 10 overtimes, but I don't think my heart could have handled 8 overtimes. Now, I also want to talk about another game real quick. Really all of them, but this isn't that type of podcast. But I do want to say, come on, schools, what's with the whole planting and flag thing now? Like, the only teams that I saw that did have that happen to was Tennessee and Vandy, and Texas and Texas A&M. Like, what the hell, guys? Come on now. Anyway, you're probably wondering, is she gonna quit talking about football long enough? Well, mark it at 1:28. 1 minute 28. That's where I'm going to start talking about the episode now. Today, we're going to be talking about a Tennessee urban legend coming from a girl who is living in Tennessee now for the past 2 years. But this is called the Flintville Monster. And this is a cryptoid, is an akin to the famous Bigfoot. I know, I just got done talking about another one. Oh, yes, the Tennessee Wildman, but this is a completely different one. Anyway, they're urban legends for a reason, y'all. But this one is more aggressive and dangerous, and it lurks around Flintville, Tennessee, tormenting its inhabitants, and those who have seen it describe the creature as standing 7 foot and spelling similar to a skunk. Now, one of the most famous accounts of these creatures comes from a mom in the 70s who claimed to have seen this skunk-like ape running toward the field, and she ran to intercept and barely got there before he claimed to have seen this running toward her son. She claimed to intercept and barely got there before the creature, and she ran back to her house with her son, calling the police. But when the police were sent to investigate the creature, all they could find in the woods were 16-inch inch footprints and blood. Now here's the thing. Y'all know I'm not going to discredit anybody, but this was the 70s. And what do we know what the 70s was known for? Yeah. So you could probably imagine like my disbelief in all of this. But in the previous semester, the Cryptoids of the South did cover the Flintville monster, and to many surprises, during that summer, Principal David Golden um, sent out an email to these people regarding the lore of the area, and he spoke of the Flintville monster, Bigfoot sightings, and very real in their own very Flintville light, all of which I'm going to talk about now. So, according to Golden, the last time the Flintville monster was seen, it was on the Till Hollow Road and described as an albino Bigfoot, with many residents claim to still hear the screaming at night. He is also said that he had done wood knocks but never got a response, and when asked what that was, it was like having never heard of it before. Now, he also has seen it on ghost hunting shows and where they would hit a light and with a stick and there had been something in the area. Now, it was supposed a knockback, and he heard other animals in the area that like bobcats, coyotes, but says that the monsters in the area sound nothing like those animals. Many of those animals have been on hunting spots and they have been known to have experiences. So, the most recent accounts come from the 80s and 90s with a 2 mile radius of Till Hollow Road, and Golden said that his brother and him seen a white figure by the hills when they were younger, but when they got a closer look, it was gone. However, there was a family nearby, and when the brothers asked the creature, the family told him that they hadn't seen anything. Interesting, right? Well, both the brothers had several yards away in a decent view and gathered, and it was pretty big. And among legends, a Bigfoot is mentioned in the Flintville and actually listed as the location of the sighting of National Bigfoot Association number 6638. Now, Golden also said that you hear stories around Tom Ford Lake in Lynchburg. I know what Lynchburg is. I go through it on my way back to Murfreesboro sometimes. Now, if there was gonna be the environment to support something else, you know where it would be. Given the vast amounts of wilderness and mystery, one could easily imagine a creature into the night disappearing as it wishes. However, according to Golden, Flintville is most known for Flintville lights, which I think was one of the most intriguing lore to learn about. Between the 50s and 70s, there was train tracks behind the school where Principal Golden works, and the train tracks were later pulled up in the 80s. People often said that they saw a light moving about, and high school students would even chase the lights. Duh, dumb teenagers, of course, right? Now, no one knew for sure what it was about, but they said it was a train passenger or possibly a worker who fell off and lost an arm on the tracks. Now, the apparition wonders where the tracks used to be with the lanterns and everything else. Now, a possible scientific reason for the light is called foxfire, which is a natural gas possibly that would come up through the ground where the trestles were. And when the moon hit it, the gas just right, the light appeared. Now, when the tracks pulled up, the light stopped. Maybe it was the gas, or maybe he finally found what he was looking for. But that is it for this episode. Join me next time as we talk about several more urban